How's it going, guys? My name is Just Weavile and welcome to my channel where we try to bring out the potential of every Pokemon available. Today's focus is on the Wishmaker Pokemon Jirachi. With the move Meteor beam to boost your special attack and the Power Herb item to make it fully charged at the same turn to dish out some massive damage, this Jirachi moveset can snowball out of control real quick. Let's get started. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun to my opponents. So they're going to lead off with Lapinyoth. I hope I pronounced that right. The Cinderace. As I off with my Rotom Wash. I figured Rotom Wash does pretty well against the team, so why not? Naturally, I'm just going to go straight for a Hydro Pump here. We are Scarfed, so we do outspeed, and they didn't realize we were Scarfed, so they lose their Cinderace straight off the bat, which is awesome. So Cinderace going down. It's a big threat to my Trevenant and my Jirachi down, which is what we like to see. And they're going to go into Iron Defense plus BP, which is going to be what? Corviknight. So they know, obviously, that we are a Choice Scarf Rotom now, which is fine. They're going to go into this thing probably for the, I'm guessing by the nickname, it's an Iron Defense plus Body Press set. Way to give away in the nickname, that's awesome. So we go into Forks the Moltres. This way, if they go for a Body Press, we can potentially burn them. They go for a light screen. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. So I'm going to go for the Flamethrower to see how much damage it does. First and foremost, they do withdraw because we could be an offensive Moltres with Choice Spect or something, which would still two-shot the Corviknight with Fire Blast. They go into Hippowdon instead, though. Hippowdon's a good one. They get the Sandstream up and all that. We go for a Flamethrower. It's going to do no damage because we are a Fizz Def Moltres, and we get buffed by the Sandstorm, which is unfortunate. So obviously, I'm going to go for a U-turn here, not just a hard switch. So we go for a U-turn now, and I'm going to try and go into my Trevenant. Trevenant can do a lot of damage with the Horn Leech or the Poltergeist. So you go for a U-turn like so. Bit of chip, nothing too drastic. They aren't Rocky Helmet, which is good to know. What item they are. So what I'm going to do here is I want to go Trevenant. They've got the light screen up, so Trevenant makes the most sense. So I'm going to go with Trevenant now. Good old Redwood. Like so. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. They go for a Stealth Rocks. That's fine. That's going to punish us for switching around, which I know a lot of you don't like. Because apparently switching is, you know, I don't know, weird. Whatever. Anyway, I want to go for a Horn Leech predicting the Corviknight. I really do. I think we do anyway. Because even if they go into Corviknight, which they probably are, or they might go into Orthworm, to be fair as well. Iron Defense plus BP, that's definitely the Corviknight. Nice and shiny. Gotta love it. We go for a Horn Leech. Just going to do a bit of damage. Let's see what item they've got. They aren't Rocky Helmet by the looks of it, because I think that goes before the healing. No, never mind, I was wrong, it doesn't. So we're going to get some Rocky Helmet chip, some Life Orb chip, and then some Sandstorm chip. So we really need to get our health back by attacking that Hippowdon, but for now, we're not going to do that, because we know they're a Body Press set, so they can't actually touch us. So I'm thinking we go for a Poltergeist, and just to see, they go for a Reflector. They're not an Iron Defense plus Body Press set. Why did I, like, was they really going to give their nickname the set that they are? But either way, that did a nice chunk of damage. We get buffed by the Sandstorm again after Life Orb, so we're down to half. The light screen does wear off, so they'll likely go for that next turn. So I'm going to go into Moltres hard switch here. They may also go for a Brave Bird just to try and get the KO on the Trevenant, but I'm hoping they don't. So they actually do make a double switch. Not a double switch, they actually just make a switch into Tapaketia, which is the Orthworm. We switched into Moltres, so this works out nicely for us. So Moltres comes in. There we go. Buffed by the Sandstorm, of course. But we've got Heavy Duty Boots, so we're not worried about no Stealth Rocks. Let's go for a Flamethrower now, just to see if we can get some damage off on this thing. Moltres actually puts the pressure on their team quite a bit because they have 3 Steel types. But the Colossal can come in anytime. So, I don't know. I can't pronounce that. Colossal comes in. We go for a Flamethrower. This is going to activate that thing's steam engine, right? It does. So now they've got a drastic raise in their speed, but they are still quite slow. Now, I think Rotom still outspeeds here. I think Rotom outspeeds here. So I'm going to go into Rotom hard. Because I don't know what this thing wants to do to us, to be honest with you, Colossal. So let's see what the Colossal does. Let's see what it does. So we'll go into Rotom Wash now, like so. Bosch comes in. There we go. The Stones do dig in, which is unfortunate, and they go for a Scold, which obviously won't do much to our Rotom, but that's fine. No burn as well, which is always a great success. So now, what do we do here? Do we trick this thing or do we hydro pump it? I think we trick it. I don't think we need the scarf. I think we trick it every single time. They can't really switch anything in other than the Corviknight potentially if they're expecting a hydro pump, but I think they're going to Terra, to be honest with you. They go for a tar shot. Interesting. So that's an interesting move. It doesn't do damage, but it makes us weaker to fire and also slows our speed. But we're going to trick it a choice item right now, which is going to be great. So they receive a choice scarf. We get the absorb bulb. Interesting. The sandstorm does finally subside and the reflect wears off, but they didn't manage to get a light screen up. So I'm pretty happy going for a hydro pump here just to see if we can. They go for another scold. That's actually going to benefit us because we've got the absorb bulb now, right? Yeah, we have the absorb bulb, which is going to boost our what? Special attack. Perfect. So let's see if we can hit this hydro pump. We don't hit the hydro pump. So they avoid the hydro pump, which is fine. I am going to go straight for for a hydro pump again. I need to hit the hydro pump. That's the whole point here. They withdraw. What are they going to go into, though? They haven't really got a switch into hydro pump at +1. Corviknight kind of switches in. Kinda. We go for the hydro pump. We don't miss, which is nice. +1 takes out the Corviknight. Nicely done. So with Corviknight gone, I'm feeling a bit more confident with Trevenant. To be honest with you, I'm feeling a bit more confident with Trevenant. So Fishalon comes in, which is going to be what? The Goldengo. Goldengo. We go for a Volt Switch here just to get the damage off. I'm pretty confident we can live a Shadow Ball unless it's Specs, but if it's Specs, then we can just go into Trevenant, Terra Dark, and then we go from there. So we go for a Volt Switch. We do outspeed still, even at -1 speed. So that's definitely a bulky Goldengo. It took the Volt Switch really well considering that. So we go into Umbreon every single time here. Umbreon just walls this thing to oblivion. They can go for a nasty plot all they want, but we got a nice and shiny Umbreon as well. Stones do dig in. They go for a T-Bolt. That would have definitely taken out Rotom probably. Maybe not actually, looking at that damage. I think it would have done actually. They probably predicted the Umbreon coming in here. And that's why they went for the Thunderbolt. It'll be their only move that can hit us. They probably don't have Focus Blast, if that's the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Wish. They withdraw, as expected. And they're going to go into probably the Orthworm. Taupikacha. The Orthworm comes in. We go for a Wish here. Now, the reason I've gone for a Wish, this thing normally carries Body Press as its main attack. I want to get my health back on my Trevenant so that we can do some Terra Dark stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go into Trevenant right now. So we'll withdraw our Umbreon. And we're going to go into Trevenant. Now, Trevenant struggles here, obviously. We go into Redwood. Hopefully we see a Body Press. That'd be nice. Stealth Rocks do dig in. Coil. That's terrifying. Tells me there might be a Body Press set, though. That's the only plus side to this. Tells me there might be a Body Press set. So we're going to get a Wish back, which is going to recover all our health, I think. Nearly all our health. Nearly. So now I'm leaning towards... I think I'll just go for a Poltergeist, to be honest with you. I think that's a fine way to go about this. They're going to Terra. What type are they going to Terra into? Something to take Poltergeist. Something to potentially take a Drain Punch, because we could have Drain Punch. They Terra normal. Yeah, it takes a Poltergeist like a champ. Takes a Poltergeist like a champ, that does. That is terrifying. So we see another Coil. Very terrifying, to say the least. But the problem is this thing's got pretty bad... The Poltergeist is going to fail because it's a normal type. It's got pretty bad special defense, so not too worried here. What we can do is we can go into Ninetales. I think I'm going to go Ninetales and Aurora Veil. We know they're going to probably go for a Coil again. But if they do attack us with an Iron Head here, I'm not too worried about Ninetales going down. You know? So we get the Snow Warning. If we don't get the Aurora Veil up, we don't get the Aurora Veil up. But they actually do go for an Iron Head on the switch. That's fine. Ninetales goes down. Can't help that. I couldn't really switch anything in because it's at +2. So that's the problem. Now, I think it's time for Jirachi to come in. This could be Jirachi's game. Not gonna lie. Could be Jirachi's game. We outspeed everything on the team. So, could be potentially, question mark. Let's go for a Meteor Beam. Let's go for a Meteor Beam. It should do the job. So Meteor Beam comes through, and as long as we don't miss, which we could miss, but I hope we don't, We're going to get a special attack boost. Pop our power herb. And then we do pull off the meteor beam, which is nice. That should do a lot of damage. Doesn't quite get the KO, but it does the trick. They get a citrus berry boost, or is it a citrus berry? It is. And they go for a body press, which is going to do a buttload of damage, but nothing too drastic. Now I can just go for a psychic if I want to and take this thing out, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So psychic comes through like so. It's a +1. It's going to definitely take out the Orthworm from there. Stab and all that. The problem we've got is that the Goldengo, because we're Terra fighting, the Goldengo kind of walls us, which is a problem. But we do have the Trevenant for that. We do have the Trevenant for that. Hippodocus comes in. The Hippowdon. So my goal here is to just weaken this thing enough. So I'm just going to go for a Psychic. Just to get the damage off from the Hippowdon. It might even take it out. I don't think it does though. It does take it out. So Hippodocus comes through. I think they probably had it in their head that that wasn't going to take it out. I did as well, buddy. I did as well. I did not expect that to take out. Alright, Fishalon comes in. That is going to be the Goldengo. Now, Goldengo is weakened. This could be a Jirachi little sweepy sweep. So let's see how much Psychic does. Because the Volt Switch did a lot earlier, but obviously a +1 Volt Switch is going to do a lot more than a +1 Jirachi's Psychic, you know? There's no point in terroring because we're not going to take a Shadow Ball anyway. Oh, wow, we took it out. This is the Jirachi video. This is officially a Jirachi video. Awesome. Okay, in comes the Colossal, their last remaining Pokemon. Now, they might be thinking, hey, they can't go for Meteor Beam because they've used their Power Herb. I'm going to Terrestrialize and use my Terra Blast attack. That should take out the Colossal at +1. Question mark? I don't know. Maybe. Let's see if it does. So, Terra Fighting comes through. Like so. And Jirachi clean sweeps the rest of the game. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you, looking at the team preview. Wasn't expecting it at all. It was mainly the Goldengo being alive that I was like, eh, I'm probably not going to take it out, but we did. This thing takes the Terra Blast like a champ and goes for a Scold, which doesn't KO us and doesn't burn us. But the Sandstorm nearly does the trick, which is awesome. So now I'm just going to go for another Terra Blast. I'm not going to risk the Flash Cannon for the sake of using all the moves. And we finish off the game with Jirachi, which gets 4 KOs, which is fantastic. GG Faunabil. That was a really good fun one. I did enjoy that. You had some really cool sets as well. That Tar Shock play on the Colossal was awesome. GG. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun to my opponent Chucho. So they're going to lead off with Moonbeast, the Clefable, and they have a very pink team. It looks like we're going to use the monocolor team, except from the Hypno, which is yellow. So they were nearly there. Anyway, this thing, let's just trick it straight away. We want this thing to be crippled if we can do. We don't know what set this is going to be, but it's more than likely going to be a bulky set with like Stealth Rocks and Thunder Wave and all that wonderful stuff. We go for a trick. We're going to give this Clefable a Choice Scarf. Let's see what item we get in return. And they'll give us a good idea of the set that they are. So they obtain the Choice Scarf. We obtain a Life Orb. It's an offensive Clefable. They go for an Encore. So now I'm Encored into Trick. So in other words, I better not click that battle button. I need to switch out here. They are locked into Encore, which is great for us. I'm going to use this opportunity to go into Jirachi. Jirachi outspeeds the whole team and can do a lot of damage to the whole team. Except the Porygon Z and the Serena if it's Assault Vest. And to an extent the Alomomola, because that could also be Assault Vest instead. So we'll go Jirachi. They do withdraw. What are they going to go into, though, to take on the Rotom? They're going to go into Pink Weirdo, which is going to be what? The Hypno. Hypno is a cool one. So we don't have a U-turn on this Jirachi, but we don't want to reveal that. We don't want to reveal anything about the Jirachi, to be honest with you. This thing can't really touch Trevenant, I don't think. So I'm going to go into Trevenant now. Because Trevenant can do a lot of stuff here. So if they go for a Psychic, obviously it's going to hurt a little bit. I guess they could be physical with like Fire Punch and stuff, but I'm going to gamble on that. So we'll go into Trevenant now. They go for a Thunder Wave. That's fine. I have Natural Cure. I'm not bothered about no Thunder Wave because as soon as I switch out, that's going to be gone. And what we can do now is we can just go straight for a Poltergeist. But are they going to go in? They might go into Porygon. I'm going to go for a Horn Leech, predicting the Porygon to come in. They do switch out. They're expecting a Poltergeist, and they go into Moonbeast, the Chipper, which is the Clefable, which is now Choice Scarf. We go for a Horn Leech. Does about half, which is insane damage. We do some HP, of course. And now I feel pretty safe going for another Horn Leech, to be honest with you. They go for a Flamethrower. It's fine. We can take that. No problem. Can we get fully paralyzed? No, we don't get fully paralyzed, which is nice. And we take out the Clefable with the Trevenant, getting some nice health back as well. That's some good damage that Horn Leech was. That was some good damage. So with Clefable out of the way, they've lost their Choice Scarf Mon. Sasha Colby. Who's Sasha Colby? That's going to be the Serena. So Serena's a good switch here. It's probably going to go for a knockoff. I don't know whether I want to switch anything in on this. I'd rather not lose my Light Clay or my Heavy Duty Boots as well, just in case. No, they don't have a Stealth Rocker on their team, it looks like. Clefable was the only potential Stealth Rocker, so I might just go for a Poltergeist just to see if we can. They go for a Triple Axle though, and if they only hit one time, no, they hit twice, it's fine. I was going to say, if they only hit one time, like I always do, then that would have been hilarious, but no, they didn't. So I guess if we'd went into Moltres there, that was 3 chances to get a burn on this thing, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we are fine here. What do I want to do here? So I want to go into Moltres. I am going to go into Moltres. Moltres makes the most sense out of everything here. They're probably going to bait in the Aloma Mola. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a U-turn. Even if they do switch out here, if they do stay in for whatever reason, which they haven't, obviously, U-turn would have still done a bit of chip damage to it, which would be nice. They're going to go into Sashimi, which is going to be the, Aloma Mola. Nice. Predicted that all right. We go for a U-turn. That's going to do a bit of chip, nothing too drastic, and Moltres is going to come back to us. We don't see a Rocky Helmet. We can still see a Leftovers potentially coming soon. I think our best bet is Rotom here. Now, the reason I'm going to Rotom is because I'm trying to bait the Mirror Coat. We don't see Leftovers. They're probably Assault Vest. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch now to purposely activate the Mirror Coats. We go for the Volt Switch. I am expecting a Mirror Coat here, but that damage tells me they're not Assault Vest by any means. We are Life Orb, though, to be fair, but no, I don't think that is Assault Vest damage. Now I'm going to go into Umbreon, expecting a Mirror Coat potentially, just to scout, see if they have got the Mirror Coat, because obviously we're a Dark type, it doesn't affect us. So Umbreon comes in nice and shiny. They go for the Mirror Coat, as expected. Not going to work on Eclipse, okay? Not going to work on Eclipse. So that's great for us. So now we can probably expect a Flamigo, but I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave, expecting a switch. They do stay in, though, interestingly enough. So Thunder Wave comes through. Thunder Wave comes through. We paralyze the Aloma Mola. They go for a Flip Turn, which is interesting because Aloma Mola would normally outspeed an Umbreon. So I'm wondering what that's all about. 2.0 comes in. That is the Porygon. Nicely done. Porygon's a pretty interesting one. So Chuchu actually just put in the Discord while we're battling. I thought Mirror Coat bypassed type matches. I guess not. So we got pretty lucky there, I will say. So all our Pokemon except for Trevenant's gone. So let's just hope this Porygon Z isn't a especially defensive Pokemon. That's what I'm trying to say. Isn't a special defensive Pokemon. So that's what we got to hope for. Is it best for me to go for a Thunder Wave here? I think we go for a Thunder Wave here just to paralyze the Porygon Z, because we've obviously paralyzed the Aloma Mola. We want to paralyze this thing just in case, because, I mean, it will help out, the paralysis will. They go for a Charge Beam, interestingly enough, but we avoid it, which is great. I didn't even think you could avoid that. Interesting. So, they've probably got Shadow Ball, if that's the case. What I'm going to do here is, I'm going to go into Jirachi. I think Jirachi can handle this from here, to an extent, maybe. So, we're going to go into Starlight now that we know they're going to go for a Charge Beam more than likely. Obviously, we don't resist it, but we do resist Tri-Attack, which is great. So that worked out nicely. No paralysis either, which is great. So let's go for a Meteor Beam. Meteor Beam comes through. This is going to boost our special attack by 1 stage, and then the Power Herb will allow us to activate the Meteor Beam straight away. So that's great. So Power Herb comes through. Let's see if we can get some decent damage off of this Porygon. If it's good enough damage, which it might be. No, it's not the best damage. They go for a Charge Beam and miss again. That's just unfortunate. At least they're not getting fully paralyzed. That's all I can say. We're going to Terra Blast Fighting. That's what we're going to do right now. So let's go for the Terra now. And we'll go for that Terra Blast Fighting. And hopefully a +1 Terra Blast Fighting will do more than the Meteor Beam did for a start. Which I have a feeling it will. Just a feeling, you know? Just a feeling. Just a feeling. So we go for the Terra Blast like so. We're going to smack this Porygon 2 into a billion pieces. Like so. I actually KO'd from there, which is awesome. Wasn't even a crit. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff from Jirachi right there. That Porygon 2 was the biggest threat on their team. So let's see if the lack of chip damage from Charge Beam that they missed is going to affect the rest of the game. So in comes Hypno. This thing can Psychic us into Oblivion. That is for sure. So we always go into Umbreon here and Foul Play, right? They could predict this and go into the Flamigo, right? So should we go for a Flash Cannon here? We don't know whether the Flamigo's Scarfed or not. That's the problem. If they do go Flamigo, predicting the Umbreon to come in here, then that's a good play, but we can just go into Moltres, so I'm not too worried. So let's go into Umbreon now. There we go. Nice and shiny. They go for a Thunder Wave. That would have definitely affected my Jirachi, that's for sure. But now we're going to get a Synchronize on this thing, and that'll be the third paralysis we've got on their team, which is awesome. So Synchronize comes through, paralyzes the Hypno, which is great, and we just have to go for a Foul Play because they have the potential switch-ins are Alomomola, which has a higher physical attack than special attack, Flamigo, which is a physical attacker, and Serena, which is a physical attacker. So let's go for a Foul Play now. I'm fully expecting the Flamigo to come in. They actually go for a Nasty Plot. Hypno's such an easy, it's such an interesting Pokemon. So we go for that Foul Play. It's going to do half, which is great damage. But they have got leftovers, which is good to know. Which means it's going to be a bit difficult for us to pull this off. What I'm trying to say is, we wall this thing. If they go for a Focus Blast, we can still take that. Let's go for a Foul Play. I can take a +2 Focus Blast. Draining Kiss, that does no damage, I'm afraid. Even at +2, no damage. Did we not get fully paralyzed? Oh, I called it. I should have touched wood. I should have touched wood. Oh well, never mind. So we got fully paralyzed. That means they can go for another Draining Kiss, which is not good. Not good at all. We need to hit this thing hard with something like, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm going to go into Ninetales though. And the reason being is because I want to Encore this thing into whatever move it decides to go for. Hopefully we see a Nasty Plot. I'm hoping that because they saw how little Draining Kiss was doing, they go for a Nasty Plot. That's what I'm hoping for. They do go for a Nasty Plot. That's great. And what this means is we can Encore this thing into Nasty Plot right now. And then proceed to take care of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for an Encore first. And then go for an Aurora Veil. So Encore's going to come through. They might switch out. They don't switch out. We go for an Encore. Giving them a taste of their own medicine. Wait, did they go for Encore with something on our team? Or am I thinking about the first game? I can't remember. Anyway, they get locked into Nasty Plot. They're now at +6, which makes them a big threat. They've probably got Psychic and Draining Kiss as their 2 attacking moves, since they already have revealed Thunder Wave, Nasty Plot, and Draining Kiss. And they've got to have Stab on there, right? So let's go for a Aurora Veil now. They withdraw the Hypno. What are they going to go into? The Flamigo. Sashimi comes in as the Alolan... not Alolan. Alomomola. I can never say it. Alomomola. That's what's coming in. So that's fine. We get the Aurora Veil off, which is great. We're going to go for a Freeze Dry. I'm probably going to get smacked in the face with a Mirror Coat here, but let's see how much this does. Not a lot of damage. They go for the Flip Turn instead, which is going to do no damage to us. And they probably expected an Umbreon switch there, but no, I was well prepared for my Alolan Ninetales to go down to a Mirror Coat, to be honest with you. I wasn't really too bothered. Pink Weirdo comes in. That's the Hypno, right? This thing can go for a Psychic now, which will be dangerous. But I'm not too worried, because if they go for anything other than that, if they go for a Thunder Wave, whatever, I go for a Moonblast here every single time. So Moonblast comes through. Bit of health gone. Lowers their special attack, which is great. And they couldn't move because they were fully paralyzed. That is just unfortunate hacks right there. I'm actually kind of rooting for Chucho now. I'm rooting for Chucho to win, to be honest with you, because they got a special attack drop from the Moonblast, which is only a chance. And they got fully paralyzed. So no damage. Let's go for another Moonblast. Moonblast comes through. Gonna keep smacking in the face with Moonblast. Oh, this game's awful. Poor Chucho. What is going on? What is going on right now? I don't know. Let's go for a Moonblast again. We may as well just keep smacking it in the face with a Moonblast, right? I mean, you know, we can't help hacks. We got the special attack drop as well. They go for a Thunder... No, don't miss. They miss. Oh, dear. I have to type that in the chat. Oh, dear. And then they've just put, what is this hacks in big capital letters? I don't know what... I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to go for a Moonblast. Moonblast comes through. That's going to do all the health remaining on Hypno. I mean, look, it'd be, you know, it'd be an insult to Chucho to not, you know, to not take advantage of the hacks whilst it was there, you know. But Sashimi comes in. That's the Alomomola. They're probably going to hit me with a Mirror Coat. I'm going to go for a Freeze Dry anyway, just to get the damage off. Ninetales is coming through for us right now. There we go. Watch the freeze. No, there's the Mirror Coat. That's great. That's going to take out Ninetales. So I don't feel as bad now. I do feel bad, but I don't at the same time. So what's the best thing to go into? Probably Jirachi here, right? So let's go into Jirachi now. Starlight comes in. I think they're going to switch out Alomomola to get the Regenerator boost so they can Mirror Coat this thing again. In which case, I'm going to go for a Psychic. We don't know what they're going to go into. They could go into Serena, to be fair. They do withdraw. Are they going to sack off Flamigo? Surely not, right? Pink Fury. That's the Flamigo. I love these nicknames, by the way. We go for a Psychic. That's fine. Gonna take out the Flamigo. Should do anyway. Yeah, there we go. Flamigo goes down. What a weird game. What a strange, weird game. So much hacks. The Aurora Veil has just wore off, though. So they could still pull things back, because I know Serena can definitely take a hit from us. So Sasha Colby comes in. Like I said, I'm rooting for Chucho now after this hacks. I'm definitely rooting for Chucho. Psychic's always the best option here, even though we're Terrored. They're going to Terror themselves. What type are they going to go into, though? Interesting. Let's see what they do. Fairy. Okay, so if I'd have went for a Flash Cannon there, it'd be over. But obviously I wasn't going to do that because Psychic's always the best staff option when they're grass type. So if we go for a Psychic, it's going to do no damage. Yeah, it doesn't do nearly enough damage. They go for a Play Rough, boosted by Terror. No Aurora Veil to protect us, and Jirachi goes down, which is unfortunate. But you know, Jirachi did good this game. It did alright. Took out the Porygon 2, which was obviously a big threat to the team. Defensively, of course. Well, it could have been offensively more of a threat, but anyway, what do I do here? So Psychic did a decent chunk of damage. I think we have to go Moltres. Problem is Moltres can't really take on a Alomomola. I think we win with Rotom. So I'm going to go for the Flamethrower now, just to get the damage off. They may switch out. They do switch out, preserving the Serena. And they go into Sashimi, which is going to be the Alomomola. We go for a Flamethrower here. That's going to do a bit of damage, nothing too drastic. Do we go for an Air Slash? I think we go for an Air Slash here. Air Slash comes through. Oh, it doesn't quite do the trick. Oh, but they got Kura. Oh, no. Oh, no. We just have to miss the Air Slash for it to be fair. We have to miss the Air Slash for it to be fair. The hacks. The hacks. Air Slash comes through. Oh, dear. That is unfortunate. Sasha Colby comes in. What's annoying about that is the fact that they could have gone for a Mirror Coat there, which would have done enough damage for this thing to come in and finish me off. But it ain't going to happen. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower now. They go for a Triple Axle. They could get burned. They haven't got burned so far. That doesn't do nearly enough damage. But they didn't get the burn, which is... makes up for some of the hacks, I guess. But Flamethrower nearly does the job. And watch it burn. No, it doesn't. Go for a Flamethrower again. I think their best option is to go for another Triple Axle. So there's Triple Axle there. If they get a crit, then they'll be golden. Boom. They hit me 6 times. Oh, there's the Flame Body. I was wondering now, did I put Flame Body on this Moltres or did I put pressure on it? I can't remember. Anyway, Flamethrower comes through. That's going to be the game. So GG Chucho, that was an unfortunate hacksy game, but a funny one at the same time. So I think I will include it in one of the videos, the Jirachi or the... probably the Jirachi one. Yeah, probably the Jirachi one. So GG, sorry about the hacks. And the battle begins. Good luck and fun, Reese. So they're going to lead off with Danganronpa. I can't say that word. The Iron Treads. We lead off with Moltres. So this is a great lead for us. We can just go straight for a Flamethrower if we want to. I'm not seeing any real switchings other than the Skeledirge. So let's go for a Flamethrower now. They go for a Volt Switch. It's going to do a bit of damage. Nothing too drastic. And like I said, they probably go Skeledirge or Quackvul. Quackvul's a risky one though, because we can switch our moves and go for an Air Slash if we want to. And also with the Aqua Steppers, we can take it because we're physically defensive. But they go into Pochito, which is going to be the Skeledirge, right? Yeah, it's got to be. Got to be. Flamethrower comes through. It's the only Pokemon that's got any orange on it for a start. So it had to be Skeledirge. Anyway, let's go for a U-turn and get on out of there. U-turn comes through. That's going to go ahead and do no damage as expected. And we're going to get out of there. So let's see how this plays out. I'm leaning towards... What am I leaning towards? I'm leaning towards Rotom. I think Rotom is the best option, to be honest with you. So let's go for a Hydro Pump and just blast this thing away. Not a lot on the team was switching to a Hydro Pump except from the Quackable. So they go for a Torch Song. That's fine. Absolutely fine by me. Special attack's going to raise. And they're going to get a special attack boost from the Torch Song, which is interesting. So I am going to go straight for a Pump here. I don't see any reason not to go for a Pump. Hydro Pump comes through. We do miss, unfortunately, which means we're going to get smacked in the face with a +1 Shadow Ball. +2 Shadow Ball, even. Which means Rotom probably goes down here, which was our best answer to this. Very unfortunate, but at the same time, what can you do about that? Nothing, really. So we're going to have to go into Umbreon here, and we're going to Thunder Wave this thing so that Trevenant can outspeed it. Although we can't hit it with the Poltergeist from Trevenant, we're going to have to rely on Earthquake. So let's go for a Thunder Wave now, just to get some damage off. They gave for another Torch Song, boosting their special attack to +3. And I also said Thunder Wave would do some damage. It doesn't do damage, obviously. I'm just an idiot. Thunder Wave comes through. That's going to do some serious status affliction, making it paralyzed, which is great. Which means we can outspeed them the next turn and go for a Foul Play. We should do a bit of damage, nothing too drastic. We may lose Umbreon here because we don't have a switch into this Torch Song. We may lose it, but I'm going to go for the Foul Play anyway. Foul Play comes through. Bit of damage, nothing too drastic, and they go for a Slack Off, so that's fine. Skeledirge is a bulky monster when you're not prepared for it. And I wasn't prepared for Skeledirge. This team, I will be honest, I did kind of throw it together, which is why there's no Hazard Clearer on it. So I understand if you don't want to use it, but I still think it does alright. So let's go for a Foul Play again, just to get some more damage off. Let's just let them take us out of a Torch Song. There we go, Foul Play comes through, a bit of damage. They go for another Torch Song. Boom. Bit more damage. Bit more of a special attack boost to them as well. Which is unfortunate for us. Very unfortunate. So, now, I can't switch anything in. I have to go for another Foul Play here. Let's see if they go for a Slack Off again. Foul Play comes through. Bit more damage. They couldn't move because they were fully paralyzed. Oh no, this is Chucho all over again. This is Chucho all over again. Watch us get fully paralyzed the next one as well. Just watch. Watch us get fully paralyzed the next one as well. Not us, them. Foul Play comes through. A bit more damage. Oh, I said it. I called it. I called it. We just got saved by the hacks. We just got saved by the hacks. Poor Reese. Like, this battle is taking place just after the Chucho one in the Jirachi video. And oh my lord. So let's go for a Foul Play. Take out that Skeledirge. It's no longer a threat. No longer a threat. The hacks is real today. Like, this recording session, so much hacks. So much hacks. Danganronpa comes in, which is going to be the Iron Treads, right? Yeah, Iron Treads comes in. Floating in the air with his air balloon like a champ. We just go for a Foul Play here, right? Just to see if we can get some damage off on this thing. That's all we need to do. Because Umbreon dies to the Spidops, dies to the Quackle, dies to the Cleavor. This is the only thing, and the Ninetales doesn't really care about Foul Play at all, and it can just set up all over us, Aurora Bells and all that. So we're better off just staying and going for a Foul Play here. And hopefully, I think they go for an Earthquake here. They will go for an Earthquake, which will not take us out. Umbreon is just clinging on for dear life, and we get another Foul Play off, which is fantastic for us. Absolutely fantastic for us. I'm not going to lie. So we go for another Foul Play here just to take them out. They might switch out, to be fair. They go for a Volt Switch instead. That's not going to take us out. No, it won't take us out. It won't take us out, but they get a free switch into Ninetales now so they can get the Aurora Bell up, which is unfortunate, but at the same time is redemption for that Skeledirge, I think. So Fiyumi comes in. I actually wish the Volt Switch would have taken us out, because if it did, we'd have got a free switch in on the Ninetales, which would be amazing. But that's not going to happen. We go for a Foul Play. Boom. No damage, of course. As you would expect, because it's got a defense boost from the snow for a start, and it's resisted. So we know they're going to go for an Aurora Veil. I'm just going to go for a Thunder Wave just to paralyze this thing. They go for the Aurora Veil as predicted, and we just go for a Thunder Wave, which is great. If we miss, then that's even better. We don't miss, though. Thunder Wave comes through, and that is a paralyzed Ninetales. I am so sorry, Reese. This Umbreon has been so toxic the last couple of games. You know, living hits it shouldn't live, and paralyzing things and making them fully paralyzed and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do here is, obviously I'm going to naturally switch into my Moltres, because Moltres can handle this thing. Flamethrower comes through and takes care of a lot of the team. Iron Treads doesn't like Flamethrower, Ninetales doesn't, Spidops doesn't, Cleavor doesn't appreciate it too much. They did try and go for an Encore, which would have made sense. I would have just gone for the Moonblast KO though, you know? Anyway, let's just go for a Flamethrower. They might not have Moonblast, to be fair. They might not have Moonblast, they might just have Freeze Dry, which might not have KO'd. They withdraw Fumi. Are they going to sack off the Iron Treads? That's what I would do. Yeah, they do. Okay, so Iron Treads comes in to sack off to a Flamethrower. That's fine. We get the Flamethrower off. That's going to do all of the remaining HP of Iron Treads. I don't care how many Aurora Veils you've got up. It wasn't living that. It wasn't living that. So down goes the Iron Treads. So I'm hoping Trevenant walls Quackable pretty well and can Horn Leech it and get some health back if they do have Ice Spinner. Farjin comes in. The Quackable. We know what this thing wants to do. It's going to go for an Aqua Step. We have no choice but to hope and pray. I want to sack off Umbreon, but it'll give it a Moxie boost as well as an Aqua Step boost. And I want to go for an Air Slash. I think I'll go for an Air Slash. I know I can live an Aqua Step. Unless they're Banded or something. Yeah, we live that. We don't get the Flame Body, which is unfortunate, but you know what? It's fine. Air Slash comes through. Does a bit of damage, nothing too drastic. The Snow is going to stop as well. So we have to let Moltres go down here. And the reason is that Moltres going down here means they have another chance of getting Flame Bodied. So they go for another Aqua Step, kick him to +2 speed. This Quackable is going to go out of control real quick. There we go. They got a speed boost. No Flame Body. That's unfortunate for us. But at the same time, we've got a bit of hacks on them already with a Skeledirge. So they kind of deserve this. They kind of deserve this. And I'm hoping that Trevenant can handle this, to be honest with you. Really hoping Trevenant can handle this. But I have a feeling it can't. But the Aurora Veil has wore off, which is great. So let's go Trevenant now. Trevenant is immune to close combat, resistant to Aqua Step, but weak to Ice Spinner if they have Ice Spinner. Which they might not. They haven't Terra'd yet. We go for a Horn Leech here, right? We just have to go for a Horn Leech and hope and pray for the best. They withdraw. They're saving the Quackable for later. And they go into Fiyumi, which is going to be the Ninetales. They want that Aurora Veil up. They want that Aurora Veil up. They're going to get that Snow Warning, which is fine. We go for a Horn Leech. It's going to do a bit of damage. Oh, it does a lot of damage considering the snow was up. Was that a crit? It wasn't even a crit. Pretty good damage. Let's go for another Horn Leech just to get some health back. They go for the Aurora Veil. I'm not confident that this will take it out, but I'm confident it'll do something. Let's go for a Horn Leech again. They don't go down to that one. They don't go down to that one, unfortunately. But Trevenant's going to do some work here. So what we can do is, we're obviously expecting a Freeze Dry here. We just sack off Umbreon, right? We just sack off Umbreon to the Freeze Dry. So withdraw Trevenant and get out of there. It's still going to be useful for that Quackable. And we'll go into Eclipse. It'll also be kind of useful for the Cleavor if it can take a hit. If they go for that Freeze Dry. We lived on 2 HP and we got frozen. The hacks is turned around on me. No. Not good. This means they can bring Quackable in safely. Maybe. Let's go for a Foul Play. They go for another Freeze Dry. That's going to take out Umbreon. I would have gone into Quackable just to see if I could, but and then maybe get an Aqua Step off and get the Moxie up again. But again, Trevenant's right there, so I can see why they didn't. I'm going to go into Jirachi now. The reason I'm going to Jirachi is because Jirachi has speeds the rest of their team. So we're actually in a very good position right now. Let's go for a Meteor Beam. I think Meteor Beam is the right play. Meteor Beam comes through. It's going to give us a +1 special attack boost, which means we kind of negate the light screen that they've got up, the Aurora Veil light screen. Let's see if we can actually hit it, though. That's the question. Can we hit it? We do hit it. And that is a dead Ninetales right there with a +1 special attack boost to my Jirachi. So we're looking pretty good with Jirachi right now, to be honest with you. Looking very good. The only downside we're going to have here is that Cleavor can probably live a Flash Cannon at +1 because of the light screen that's up. And it can probably get 2 shuttles with X-Scissor. And let's be real, it's probably going to be Choice Scarf looking at the team. Cassidy comes in. Who's Cassidy? Spidops comes in. Interesting. Let's go for a Psychic and just see what the kind of damage we can do here. They go for a Silk Trap, which I believe is a protection move that lowers our speed, right? Yeah, it's a protection move, right? Yeah, it protects us. But because we didn't go for a physical attack, I don't think we get the speed drop, right? No, and the Aurora Veil wears off. They should have done what they were going to do then. Because now Psychic is going to do a lot more damage. So Psychic comes through. Takes them down a bit. They go for a Sticky Webs. Interesting choice. Huh. I see no problem going for a Psychic again, right? Psychic should be fine. Let's go for another Psychic. They go for a Sucker Punch. That's fine. That's going to do a bit of damage. Nothing too drastic. We go for a Psychic again. And that is a dead Spidops. So that was an interesting Spidops exchange right there, but whatever. They can definitely go into Cleavor here, and if it's Choice Scarf, and probably KO us with X-Scissor. Quackables also an option if they have. It depends on what Terror they've got, because they haven't Terrored yet. Or did they Terror? Did they Terror the Skeledirge? I can't remember. Cleavor comes in though. We just go for a Flash Cannon here, right? They are going to Terror. What type are they going to Terror into, though? That is the question. To Terror or not to Terror? That is the question. Terror Bug. So they're going to take a Flash Cannon. And they definitely KO us with X-Scissor. They could also not take a Flash Cannon and be Choice Scarfed. We go for a Flash Cannon. It's a +1. Nearly does the trick. Lowers the special defense. They go for a Fury Cutter. It's one of those sets with a Metronome item. Doesn't quite do the trick, I'm afraid. Doesn't quite do the trick, because I go for a Psychic this next turn. And we take out that Cleavor with Jirachi right now. So Psychic comes through. There we go. Down it goes. Utaro goes down. So that is unfortunate for my opponent that they only had a Fury Cutter as their Bug Stab, apparently. Bargine comes in, which is the Quackable. And we should just be able to take it out with a Psychic. So we go for a Psychic, a +1. There's no way that Quackable lives. Nope. And that's going to be the game to another Jirachi game. So I said in the battle that this was going to go... this was going to be not in the Jirachi video. But this is actually going to be in the Jirachi video, apparently. Never mind. GG.